All right, let's get to it.
Woohoo! Is this where we're starting the tour at?
Yeah. So this is, explain this area real quick.
This is, well, a pseudo dining room, I guess it's supposed to be. But we don't spend a whole lot of time in here other than maintaining tanks. We turn this into a tiny fish
all
room.
Your plants.
Oh yeah, and I also have a million houseplants. And then we have this tank that we still have to set up.
And we'll get back to this. All right, explain to me this tank.
So this is a tiny little ADA shallow tank that I received from our good friend Dean, the master breeder. We were talking about ADA and rimless tanks, and he was like, wait, I have something for you, and just pulled this amazing tank out. And it was all covered in algae and gross, so I cleaned it up and yeah, set up this tiny little shallow tank. So I just have some Siriu stone in here. There's no wood, so I guess that's what you would call an iwagumi scape. I positioned the rocks so that it kind of represented what to me looks like some mountains here in Washington, because I think this state is really special and I've never lived somewhere with such amazing natural scenery, so I wanted to try and mimic that in my aquarium. Dwarf hairgrass in the middle here. I'm thinking that's going to spread out. It's already sending some runners out in here. I want it to kind of spread out and fill out the front a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then in the back, I have some Liliopsis brasiliensis, what we call microsword.
Can you say that in English? There you go.
Microsword is the common name for that. But yeah, it's also got some runners. It's really taken off in the back here. And then my favorite feature plant of this tank is I just planted a whole bunch of crypts, because most people use crypts in super low light tanks and they do great. But I wanted to kind of experiment with what they would do under some more high-tech conditions. So I have CO2 running on this tank here with the Neo diffuser, and I have one Amano shrimp in there right now.
Just one Amano?
Literally one Amano.
He's somewhere around here. Oh, there he is.
I saw him earlier. Put him in there yesterday. And then I have some ram's horn snails in here.
People are going to ask what kind of substrate that is.
So I used the darker granules is Fluval stratum. And then the lighter stuff is actually UNS contrasoil, which I got from you.
Which I love. I love that substrate.
I love both of those soils, so I thought, what is the harm in mixing them together? I mean, the plants are growing great, and everything looks fantastic, so so far so good.
So there's one common thing with all our tanks here, and we'll explain why, is we have a lot of floating plants. Explain why you put it in your tank.
I love floating plants. I think they are, well, basically I got hooked on them.
Yeah, we'll move on to the next tank.
Okay, wait, but I didn't get to ask the internet my question.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Go on, come back then.
Okay, I'm back. My question for the internet. This is about a 3-gallon tank. Okay. I have one Amano shrimp in here and a few ram's horn snails, which I'm assuming will turn into more ram's horn snails. But I'm looking for ideas on what to stock in this tank, because it's a little obscure and I can't really put a lid on it because I've got rocks sticking out the top and all kinds of other stuff around the rim. So if anybody has any good ideas as to what I can stock in here, please let me know. This is my betta tank, 5-gallon betta tank. And it houses my amazing male, I don't even know what kind of betta he is. Half moon, delta, yeah. I'm not sure of the tail types.
Full moon probably.
Full moon, I don't know. So I got this betta fish at Aquascape. So, he traveled all the way from Chicago to my house in Pennsylvania before we moved. Mm-hmm. And then he traveled all the way out here to Washington. He's just so awesome. I built this tank for him because he has had not the best life. He had some fin rot early on and it was really hard to treat, and he recovered and then he regressed, and he's pretty much fully bounced back now, and that's why I made him this amazing tank that I enjoy maintaining and looking at. This is a stand that Jimmy also got from the same Aquascape show from UNS. Well, he bought it and it came with a nice tank on top.
Oh yeah, I'll show pictures.
The tank is really big, so with the volume we couldn't set it up in the apartment, so I just decided to put my betta tank on it. And then I made this little...
Yeah, you stained it yourself.
I did. I sanded it down. I stained it myself because the top is just glass. So
yeah,
it looked kind of weird.
Just matched the bottom, basically.
Yeah. So I do have CO2 running on this tank. Technically, it's a high-tech tank, but I only did that because I had nowhere else to put CO2 equipment.
Yeah, we have so much CO2 stuff.
Yeah, it was just laying around,
yeah,
so I was like, I'll just stick it on this tank. Normally, I would not even bother with a 5-gallon tank, but yeah. But
what's that?
Oh yeah, my tiny mushroom. I bought this from somebody off of Etsy. It was literally branded as an aquarium decoration. It's just made out of glass, like hand blown little mushroom. And I thought it fit. He has like kind of a foresty jungle theme going on. So I thought it really fit because we have like similar mushrooms around here in Washington. So I thought it was really cute.
Amanita muscaria.
So yeah. And I've decorated it for Christmas with my, check these out. These are literally pizza lights.
What do you feed your betta?
Oh, I feed my betta all kinds of stuff. Here, right here, I've got some Bio Gold. What else we got here? Vibrobites.
What's his favorite?
His favorite, by far.
Yeah.
This guy here. This fish loves these bug bites. He goes crazy for them. What am I saying? When I got him, he would only eat live foods. Like, he wouldn't touch anything else because that's what they had been feeding him, obviously. The first dry food he would ever take, because I tried feeding him a whole bunch at the beginning, was Fluval bug bites.
All right, great.
And he loves them. So this is his Christmas present.
And that's a Fluval Nano. And that's a Phoenix.
From Aquarium Co-op.
Of course. All right.
Yeah.
Explain that thing.
This tank is one that Jimmy brought from Ohio, because initially we didn't know that we had only 5-gallon tank limit. So he brought this guy, and we didn't know really what to do with it because it was so big, and you know, we made it into sort of a dojo, aquascaping dojo / photo studio.
Yeah, so all these photos that you see there, that's our sticker photos, our decals.
Yeah,
we just use this to take photos for, you know, what you call lifestyle shots. Well, I guess it's my turn then, huh?
It's your turn. Ooh, I get to hold the camera.
I hate being on camera.
That's right. Your turn.
All right. Here we have 2 3-gallon Aquarium Master tanks. We only sell basically 2 tanks at Aquarium Co-op. This is one of them. You guys may probably seen this in my channel before. It's called the most popular tank at Aquarium Co-op, which is weird because it's only 3-gallon, but it catches a lot of eyes. In this one, I put it side by side with each other, and I put a Fluval 36-incher on there, growing fantastically. As you can see, the livestock in here is just blooming. I put, I believe, 3-4 shrimps in here at the beginning. Now we just harvest shrimp from here and put them in every single tank. You can see this tank from both sides.
Oh, right.
I call this tank fractured because it looks like one big piece of wood. Like a lot of my scapes do, there's one giant piece of wood. This one is broken between all the rocks on top of it, so it looks like a bunch of rocks just fell on top of this piece of wood and just fractured in half, and then life is growing out of it. So this is my experimental tank. This has no filter. It's just running with an air pump. It has a clown killie and a dwarf pea puffer.
Roast him.
Which is so freaking hilarious because they get along. I don't know if they get along or the clown killie just annoys him.
For some reason, they seem to hang out a lot.
And there is an amano shrimp in there. I did put red cherry shrimp, but it got devoured by the pea puffer.
Yeah.
All right, so what we have here is 3, not 1, but 3 easy planters. One of them has the Stellatus octopus in there, and Anubias nana petite in the other 2. So what I did was I tried to be creative. And just trying to make a section here. This is where you're supposed to focus your eyes, and the rest is just hardscape. So we're a big fan of hardscape in this house, as you can tell.
We're a hardscape house.
Yeah. So yeah, very, very simple tanks. Like I said, this one has no filter. This one has a small sponge filter.
Okay.
So this is a little coffee. Oh, well, I had all my gear here, so I'm gonna move this.
My coffee bar.
So this is our coffee bar. When I first set up this tank, Lizzie wasn't very happy because she doesn't like tanks near kitchen and food stuff, but
having a tank in your kitchen, it's okay.
Yeah. So I built this tank according to Dean's epistogramma.
Oh,
scape.
right.
So there's
his breeding setup
back there. Yeah, breeding setup. So I'll link that video. This is where I move along and talk about the floating plants.
Oh, right.
The reason why I have floating plants is because it sucks up a lot of nitrates. I say this all the time, like one leaf represents like a water change that I could have done. And, you know, Crips, Anubias barri in the back. And so it's kind of like a tree going on right there that got our new heater, our Nano heater.
Oh, yeah, what is it?
I know it's a Fluval Nano heater. And I have the Phoenix back there. And if you go around, if you come around, this is our TV here. That's why you see a little light here.
TV.
I did put a Nano air pump.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Into there. So it
it's
has
getting air.
oxygen.
Love it.
For the Borneo sucker loaches, and I didn't want to put it in there because, you know, it's ugly. That is basically all our tanks. And oh wait, I have one more in my office.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
All right, so this is my Groot tank. It is in my office. It is a UNS 25S, so I believe it's like around 3 gallons, maybe wrong. It houses a very special sparkling gourami that I got from the orphan tanks. He actually is pretty cool because I get to feed him with my tweezers and he'll eat right off of it. There you go. So I feed him, what is this, freeze-dried baby brine? And he'll just eat right from the tweezer. It has some pearl weed right there. These are the marrow moss balls that I tore up and just stuck on top of the rocks so it looks like little patches of grass. Banana plant right there that's not doing anything at all. And a bunch of green hair algae. Alright, so that is our apartment tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's not much, just a bunch of small tanks, but I hope you learned something. But remember, if there's any takeaway from it, get floating plants. Because, you know, sometimes, there's always times you're going to miss water changes, and that can actually save your butt and save your fish.
But do water changes.
But yes, it's important to do water changes.
Okay.
Alright, folks.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.